What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? What's going on? This is the first episode of What Page You On by me, Left-Handed Son. We just gonna jump right into it, save all the pleasantries for later. So, if you have been following me, you know that we're discussing Tanehisi Coates' book, We Were 8 Years in Power. There are a lot of great parts to this book, and I've read it a few years back because if you don't know me, Ta-Nehisi Coates is one of my favorite authors. Sometimes I mimic or kind of copy his style to better improve my own. So, two chapters we're going to read. This is How We Lost to the White Man and The Case For Reparations. They are excellent, excellent chapters to read. You can Google them, and because he wrote each chapter is 8 chapters. Each chapter is in, well, you can find it on Google because he wrote it initially as an article for The Atlantic. So, in the first one, This is How We Lost to the White Man, Coates, is discussing the civil rights era and their belief that the millennial generation and the Gen X generation caused this great fall from the moral ground or the moral respectability that African Americans, black people, whatever you want to call us, well, not whatever you want to call us, but what we call ourselves. He references Bill Cosby as this figure. He references a lot of other great, historical figures in the black community. But basically, this notion that there was this great fall from where black people were in the 50s and 60s, having this respectability for ourselves and amongst ourselves and for one another. And he uses Bill Cosby as a reference point because, as some of you may or may not know, Bill Cosby was this supreme or great figure within the black community who, because of his achievements in the entertainment and education industries, he was regarded as kind of a forefather in the black community. However, there was this decline when Cosby had this speech referenced as the pound cake speech, where he says some pretty interesting things. So before I play the speech, though, just a quick part of it, I'm gonna read this one excerpt from the book. Coates says, Cosby was an avowed race man who, like much of his generation, had come to feel that black America had lost its way. The crisis of absentee fathers, the rise of black-on-black crime, and the spread of hip-hop all led Cosby to believe that after the achievement of the 1960s, the black community was committing cultural suicide. And now, the pound cake speech.
And how come you don't know he had a pistol? These are not political criminals. These are people going around stealing Coca-Cola. People getting shot in the back of the head over a piece of pound cake. And then we all run out and we're outraged. Oh, the cops shouldn't have shot him. What the hell was he doing with the pound cake in his hand?
Okay, so yeah, Cosby said all of those things, but that was a shortened version of the clip. It's really not so much important, just the fact that, here we had this central black figure who everybody looked up to for his role in the Cosby Show, his philanthropic donations to HBCUs, and his accomplishments as an actor or as a comedian. And here he is seemingly tearing down African Americans, black people. And what I got from all of that is that we often find that some of the older generations look down or look upon the younger generations in disdain because of some of the things we say and or do in where we are. And what it felt like and what it seemed like with Cosby for some of the Gen Xers and even some of the millennials was that Cosby was more so pointing his finger at the victim of structural systematic racism as opposed to pointing the finger at the system. And I don't know, it just made me really question and think about different instances where there is some of this uneasiness because of this moral decline that African Americans, black people, have been on. And while I don't disagree with that, I think figuring out who is the cause and who is to blame, or whose fault it is as opposed to whose responsibility it is. And ultimately what I get from it is that when we disagree with one another, we should disagree in love. And we should disagree but still be able to say, I respect you and I care about you because you're black and we are part of a similar struggle.